Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to Get Well Soon, the red pill content of Welly F, aka Moriarty. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far. As usual, for those of you that don't know this, my usual routine is to get up about 4:45, 5:15 every morning and work out. Ever since the pandemic has taken place since early March, obviously a lot of us haven't had access to gyms. And those of us that do have access to gyms have very limited access. For instance, a lot of gyms that have basketball courts, they've always had a prejudice towards the groups of men and even women that come in to utilize basketball courts because the energy that comes from most basketball groups aren't favorable, especially if you're playing in an area where most of the occupants are of I would say, a background that's a lot less hostile. I mean, the purpose of this video is just to highlight that the gym atmosphere in the past 8 to 10 years has drastically changed. Some would argue that it's changed for the better. Some would argue that the scene in general it's insufferable. Understand, I don't mind when I see an 80-year-old in the gym, trying to stay loose, trying to stay healthy, working out with a trainer that may be draining their bank account, but nonetheless, they take their health serious. And I respect anybody that goes into the gym and they show the effort. As a black male, I've always kind of been an early morning guy. Every now and then I may go on a lunch break to play with our basketball group, and the reason I tend to play with that basketball group is because it's an older group of gentlemen and it's a less hostile environment. So I guarantee you that more gyms that you go to, they know what type of crowds, and they know what time the crowds that come in are going to be the crowds they don't want. But once again, that's not the purpose of this video. Just understand that the gym atmosphere is not what it once was. It's not like it was when Arnold and them was going. It's not your grunt heavy, your steroid pumping, not steroid, like steroid pumping is still going on, but not steroid pumping, competitive steroid pumping, I would say. It's grown into more of a coddled environment. It's grown into more of a, I hate to say it, but it's progressed into an environment that I would consider a lot more liberal and a lot more tolerant to nonsense. And I would actually probably have to add the basketball groups to that, because there was probably a time period where they probably felt that basketball courts belonged outside at public parks. But now we've gotten accustomed to basketball courts being in gyms, and during the pandemic, with a lot of gyms going bankrupt, they're probably realizing, like, damn, a large portion of our funds probably did come from training, but also guys that came in here strictly for the cardio of playing basketball. Once again, the purpose of this video really isn't to even talk about that. It's really just to talk about, once again, my annoyance with the fact that gym culture has shifted into attention whore culture. It shifted into this culture of people that don't even go into the gym with the genuine seriousness of getting better physically. But those of us that know and truly understand training and exercising, it's not 100% physical. It may be 70% physical. Yeah, you may get 90% to 100% physical benefits, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of people go in there for the mental relief. They go in there for believe it or not, for a spiritual uplifting, that psychological shift that you need when You may be in there punching a bag. You may be in there squatting heavy, so on and so forth. I've been active in the gym since about 2011, 2012. I'd say my first 3 or 4 years in there was mainly cardio, which came in the form of basketball and getting on a Stairmaster. I really didn't become a serious lifter, and I wouldn't even say serious lifter. I'd say an amateur lifter until about 2015, 2014. But before then, I knew the gym culture. I associated with guys that were serious, that were hardcore lifters. I saw what was in there. And from about 2014, 2018, I saw a real ugly transition to, I would say, once again, it's an ugly version of narcissism. It's an ugly version of ego inflation due to the fact that if you go in most gyms, you see where they say no picture taking allowed. That was a traditional gym rule. Like, people are in here trying to get better. This is not an environment for taking pictures. We don't really want you in here recording. They had to start removing signs like that because the attention whores that come in there for 20, 25 minutes, barely break a sweat, like, they had to be like, you know what? These guys are paying customers. We really can't deny them the want to or the need or the desire to take pictures and post them on social media. And while you post them on social media, you're promoting our location. So, in essence, in my opinion, once these golden rules that matter kind of contributed to the downfall of these gyms, because you've had so many gyms over time that have opened up with the mindset of trying to keep things conservative. And that's pretty much where I'm going with this. The conservative mindset that was once respected in the gym has become so liberal that to the point where I would say right now the smaller, more conservative gyms are the ones that are probably going to thrive after this pandemic. And the bigger ones that wanted to transition to appease these Insta whores, I think they're the ones that are seeing a decline in memberships and a decline in overall subscriptions. You know what I mean? Like, there is no true incentive of going into a gym and seeing thoughts in there half naked. Like, true lifters do not desire that type of distraction. I would say when most of us first started seeing it, we probably saw that as, oh, you know, these women in here are serious. And like, we probably saw an attraction to that. But once we saw that these women were only in here for attention, sort of like some women that go to Comic-Con, some women that pretend to be interested in anime simply to get the male attention, simply to garner the male gaze. Like, a lot of these women aren't serious. In modern times, if it's taught you anything, is attention is a currency that people will die for. Attention is a currency that a person will put any type of mask on for in order to get it. Think about it. It's just money. A person would put a mask on to rob a bank. So in order to get this currency, many people will put a mask on in order to attain a currency that they truly don't deserve. I would say in the past 3 to 4 years, 70% of people in a gym after 4 p.m. nationwide has been full of attention whores. I really feel like your hardcore lifters, like I said, are going to smaller conservative gyms, which I'm currently looking for, or they're going in the early morning, because nobody that works out in a gym wants to work out with shoddy equipment. We all love real good equipment. And that was the one incentive that a lot of these, what I would term brand name gyms offered new equipment that was reliable. But after a while, shit just became shoddy just like any other gym. And the culture, the traditional culture, the more conservative culture, that old school Venice Beach culture, people start desiring that again. They wanted that iron clanking. They wanted that sweaty environment. They wanted people that respected, re-rack the weights without multiple signs being up, wipe down your equipment. Like that is traditional gym etiquette. If you wonder why that shift happened to where you didn't see that anymore, it's because of that. It's because of this influx of people that truly don't respect the gym. And that's what it's all about. We used to have people, a majority of them, that respected the gym. And that majority was catered to. Now the minority began to be catered to. And a lot of things that go on in the gym are not acceptable. A lot of things that were going on in the gym pre-COVID, it wasn't acceptable, but we just adjusted to it because we needed that gym access. But now look at us. Major gyms shutting down. And the biggest headlines at most gyms now is chicks in their yoga pants. Chicks wearing clothes that are, you can consider naked colors. Like, what is this? What have we become? And I just want to conclude in saying I enjoyed the gym so much better in the early 2010s before it was flooded by attention whores. This includes men too, but mostly women that only come in here to show their ass, to not really show any type of real gains, and to just really be rude and in the way. So I'm of the mindset of saying something along the lines of, man, I just want to get back to the time period of, gyms being great. Like gyms actually catering to the crowd that's serious. No more of this Planet Fitness type of crap. No more of these vanity mirrors that take up space to where real gym equipment can go. I get it. Lifters want to see themselves, but I do believe that your traditional gym, to an extent, probably had it to where it was a lot less vain environment. As crazy as that sounds, because I saw it. And once again, I saw gyms shift to what they are now. A lot of people that just gotten into the gym 3 or 4 years ago, they don't know. Because by the time they came into the gym, the new gyms were already the standard. They were the norm for these people. You know how people run around saying new normal? Yeah, it's almost just like these masks. There are going to be people born coming into this world that are going to see masks on people's faces, and it's going to be normal to them. They're not going to complain about it. The people that were there before the mask, they're the ones that are going to complain about it. They're the ones that are going to be like, hey, this isn't normal, so on and so forth. But anyways, once again, this is just really my rant to just basically say, man, let's get back to gym etiquette where people aren't just in the gym to just get attention and to be in the way. I personally feel that social media has ruined a lot of things, and that is the gym is one of them. Social media ruined the gym. Insta thottery ruined the gym. Attention whoring has ruined the gym. Like it's become a culture that I can't even take people seriously anymore that call themselves trainers or call themselves gym rats, because they don't give me that vibe of a person that was a gym rat 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, I may sound like that old man, pointing at the wind and blaming the air for everything, but at the end of the day, I know my gym rats know it. Like I know my red pill gym rats know it. They know what's up. What's going on in the gym right now? That what was going on in the gym pre-COVID was nonsense. And honestly, I don't feel sorry for what gyms are going to, because once again, the real gym rats out there have found alternatives. Like myself, I I lift what I have available to me. I do cardio outside, which to me is better, and I'm fine. I feel good, and I'm saving $100 to $150 a month. So hey, it is what it is. It's almost like going MGTOW. Like, hey, the gyms wanted to basically embrace this culture that alienated real lifters. So hey, I had to go my own way. It is what it is. I hope those Insta thoughts are enough to support you guys financially. Because if not, you're going to go bankrupt. Like a lot of you are. And I hope you understand why. And to be honest with you, you can't blame it on the beer flu only. A lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of men especially realize that gyms aren't what they used to be. So this is my reason to leave. Peace. You know? But anyways, that was as long as I expected it to be. So I hope you enjoyed that one. If you have any comments, leave feedback. You know me, I don't mind if it's negative or positive. I'm probably not going to comment back anyway if it's foolery. But anyways, until we meet again.